Mike Haney, editor of Popular Science Magazine and popsci.com, is here. They've just compiled their annual list, the best of what's new for 2009. Tons of innovations, big and small, practical and whimsical, and maybe some last-minute gift ideas in the bargain. There are also some innovations that may really change the way we live. So we'll discuss the bomb-proof wallpaper and the Bluetooth-enabled stethoscope and the self-sanitizing door handle in a bit. But first, when Mike agreed to come on the show, he said he could bring some of the best innovations of the year along. They call this the Popular Science Innovations of the Year. And we, of course, asked him to bring stuff that made interesting noise. So right off the bat, we're going to have Mike demonstrate two of these innovations without telling us what they are and see if any of you can guess what he's brought in. So Mike Haney, editor of Popular Science, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
And let's make that first noise so people can play Guess the Innovation.
All right.
Okay, that's going to be hard to recognize, but we'll get back to it in a second. And now bring out the second item. Don't tell us what it is. It's not a bicycle pump, but you would be close if you guessed a bicycle pump. Listeners want to take a guess? You want to play Guess the Innovation? We have some people calling in wanting to guess the sounds of, or guess the innovation that the sounds you brought are associated with. Want to do that first one again?
Sure.
Terry in Westchester, what did that sound like to you?
It sounds like cellophane to me.
It does sound kind of like cellophane. Wasn't cellophane, but thank you. Eli in Brooklyn, you had a guess about that one?
Kindle, because they use no more paper turning pages.
So it sounded like the Kindle. Okay, let's give that one away now because it is neither cellophane nor a Kindle. What was that the sound of?
That is, it's called Eco Cradle, and it's essentially mushroom-based styrofoam, or polystyrene. Styrofoam's a particular brand, but it's just like styrofoam, but it's actually made out of mushrooms. So the idea is that you take organic waste like corn husks, they pack it into a mold of whatever shape they need it to be, and then spray on mushroom root cells. And the root cells grow and form this incredibly dense network, and when the mold is actually full, they bake it. That stops the growth, and then you've got this organic mold of styrofoam in whatever shape you need it to be, and it uses about 1/8 the energy of traditional styrofoam manufacturing.
Is it for packing materials for
Absolutely.
the most part?
Yep.
Can I touch it?
Absolutely.
Because it sounds like, it's very heavy. It looks like styrofoam,
Yep.
but it's really heavy.
It is, yeah, it's very sturdy. And what's funny is that it actually looks like something that's made out of mushrooms, and it sort of smells like it too.
I'm going to put it in my lasagna next Thanksgiving. But they have they have what they call styrofoam peanuts.
Right.
But they aren't really made out of peanuts.
Yeah. Now maybe it'll be styrofoam mushrooms.
Actually made out of mushrooms. All right, do the other sound again. The other sound of the other innovation of the year that was on Popular Science's list.
I think we are out of air.
Well, that's a clue. John in Manhattan, what were you going to guess?
I think that's one of those compressed air duster cans.
Air duster cans. What is it? What do you know what he's referring to?
Yeah, I think one of those cans with the little spray that compressed air duster can.
Just any kind of spray can. All right, let's see. Another listener called in, didn't want to go on the air, but guessed that. Oh, this was about the chip. I'm sorry. This was about the mushroom stuff. Biodegradable chip bag. And he also guessed that one was an enviro-friendly aerosol can, but it is not. So why don't you reveal what that is?
This is actually a vest designed to be worn in cold weather that instead of using fiber or down as the insulation, uses argon gas. And so the sound you heard was us inflating the vest. And what you can do with this is use these little canisters that come with it to inflate or deflate it to the sort of level of insulation you want. Argon gas is used in double-pane windows as an insulator because it's just a really good insulating gas. And so the inventor of this was a guy in his 20s who realized that divers use argon gas to insulate their suits in really cold weather, and he was a former snowboard instructor and thought, well, I wonder if you could do the same thing with cold weather gear. And he ended up as a student at BYU Business School and put together a business plan and put together a team of engineers and some people there and tried to make this sort of happen and entered into a business contest and actually came in fifth, and the team got really disheartened about it and disbanded and had told him, it's going to cost you $75,000 to make a good prototype of this to really see whether or not it works, and he didn't have that. So he actually, by himself, cobbled together a prototype using an old bicycle pump and some old Reebok pump shoes for $75 or $100 and entered into another contest and won. And that brought the team back together, and now it's called the Climate Vest, and he's making all kinds of cold weather material that uses argon pockets.